Welcome to Streeter's Jetty here in far northern Broome, in northern Western Australia. You might be wondering why I'm starting the video here, but, well, this is the reason. Yes, this jetty does line up with the main runway here at Broome International Airport, which is where I shall be flying from today, up to Singapore. Despite being early October, the weather here in Broome was a scorching 37 degrees Celsius or 98 degrees Fahrenheit. It felt like with every step, a drop of sweat would fall down my face and my skin would burn just that slight bit more. I spent nearly the entire day in Broome, soaking in the hidden gem that is this town. Despite the distinct lack of people, the town was very much alive, just hidden away indoors where it was much cooler. Around 1/3 of the way through my transit, I realized that if I did not get under cover, I would have been more red than a cooked lobster. This area of Australia is unlike any other. It is absolutely stunning here. The vibrant red sand, perfectly blue water and vivid green vegetation makes for some of the most beautiful visuals. If you have never been here before, finding the airport, especially with the right wind conditions, is very easy as the aircraft fly low over the town, as evident in my introduction. Also stated in my introduction is today I will be flying on an Airbus A320 with Jetstar on their newest international route to Singapore. Broome International Airport serves many different destinations across Australia, mainly to the major cities such as Melbourne or Sydney. However, the majority of flights actually come from Perth and Darwin, which was not as unexpected as you would think. Check-in for Jetstar is located at the centre of the check-in area, adjacent to Qantas and Virgin. Check-in this afternoon took no time at all, as it was completely empty. After the check-in process was completed, I received my boarding pass and I was invited to scan the QR code in front of me and complete Singapore's arrival declaration to speed up the arrival process, which at the time I didn't fully appreciate until I had arrived in Singapore. Security is off to the right of the check-in area and is fairly easy to find. It also doesn't take very long either, only about 5 minutes to pass through. Once airside, there is a fairly small food court, if you could call it that, with 2 food outlets and 2 shops that is located outside. Not long after, our inbound aircraft arrived from Singapore, and with this I decided to exit Australia and make my way through the comically small immigration area with only 2 counters available. Soon the boarding call was announced at Gate 3 and I proceeded outside to the waiting aircraft. Waiting on stand this afternoon is an Airbus A320-200 registered as 9 Victor Juliet Sierra Oscar. She was built in Toulouse, France in October of 2012, being delivered brand new to Jetstar Asia later that same year, making this aircraft 12 years old. Jetstar Asia's A320s, much like their Australian counterparts, are in an all-economy class layout with 180 seats in your standard 3-3 configuration. This evening I shall be seated in 5 Alpha. The economy class seat has 29 inches of pitch and 17.9 inches of width. There is a standard tray table that folds down and extends. In the seat back pocket, you'll find a safety card, buy on board menu, duty-free magazine, and an air sickness bag. Above are individual reading lights, air vents, and a flight attendant call button. Soon, the main door was closed and the engines fired up, 18 minutes ahead of our scheduled departure time.
As far as arrival in Singapore, I'll get back to you to give you updated where there's no more accurate arrival time. Meanwhile, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Once again, welcome aboard.
Your life jacket is located within easy reach under your seat. To put it on, place the life jacket over your head and place the waistband at the front. It has two red tags.
We taxied to runway 28 via Alpha and runway 10. Now please enjoy this unedited takeoff. After takeoff, we climbed above the beach before turning right and left, setting up a northwesterly course for Singapore. Flight time today is 3 hours and 53 minutes, covering a distance of 1,880 miles or 3,025 kilometers, cruising at 36,000 feet. Once in the air, and as the sun slowly set over the horizon ahead, above was the bright, white, waxing crescent moon, which pierced through the deep blue night sky. This was then shortly followed by the in-flight service, which was slightly later than I expected. I pre-ordered a meal, and this being the butter chicken with yellow rice and green beans. This was served with a bottle of water and a cup of vanilla bean ice cream. The entire meal, despite not looking the most appetizing, was rather flavorful. The butter chicken wasn't too spicy, nor too bland. I would have liked a flavored drink to go with, honestly, other than water, but the full bottle was very much appreciated over a small cup. The ice cream was also very creamy, and honestly the best part of the meal, and not because it was loaded with sugar. Around 2 hours after takeoff, we crossed over the Indonesian archipelago, with the first island seen below was Australia's most popular holiday destination, that being Bali. The Indonesian archipelago is a small part of the Greater Ring of Fire surrounding the Pacific Ocean, with many volcanic islands making up the island chain. Even though it was dark out, the lights from the numerous villages, towns, and cities lit up the ground below. This was until we left them behind a little while later. The light didn't completely disappear, however, as the fishing vessels on the Java Sea lit up the water like the stars in the night sky above. On board the aircraft are 3 bathrooms, one at the front behind the cockpit and 2 at the rear. Inside is everything typical of this aircraft type. However, as this aircraft is not part of the Qantas group, you'll notice the distinct lack of the Qantas branded hand soap. Soon we commenced our descent into Singapore. Unfortunately, due to the time of day, there wasn't much to be seen outside, except for the occasional flicker of lights from the town below, and of course the brilliantly lit engine nacelle. It seems fairly typical for me that every time I fly into Singapore, it tends to be nighttime, or at least becoming night. In future, I will try to get on board flights that depart or arrive during the day, but for now, this is what I am confined to. Now please enjoy this unedited landing. After landing, we taxied back to Terminal 4 via Whiskey 7, Victor 8, Victor, Tango, Uniform and Uniform 5. We pulled into Gate 8, an incredible 32 minutes ahead of our scheduled arrival time. As I stepped off the aircraft and into the jet bridge, I thanked the crew for the pleasant flight and their great service. Flying on Jetstar, some hate it, others, like myself, love it. I have heard from many people the horror stories of flying with them, with the most common complaint being that of delays, cancellations, a really dirty plane, or awful customer experiences. Whilst, yes, I have had my fair share of bad cabin crew on Jetstar, and one cancellation in Japan, which was due to a typhoon, nearly every single flight I have taken with Jetstar has been nothing but smooth sailing. Jetstar isn't a terrible airline by international standards, but it does lack a lot of amenities that other Asian budget airlines include, though I would much prefer to fly Jetstar over the likes of AirAsia. In regards to today's flight, everything went rather smoothly. Excluding a few businessmen from Singapore and myself from Sydney, pretty much everyone on board was a Broome resident going on holiday to Singapore for the much anticipated school holidays. I must admit, however, the people sitting directly in front of me need to learn some flight etiquette, as not only were they fairly rude to the crew, but were also loud and refused to wear headphones. I'm just lucky I brought my noise-cancelling earbuds. The food was fairly alright. I have had better, and I would have preferred to have one of Jetstar Australia's pie duo packs, but it is what it is, and I can't complain too much. The meal actually came with my ticket, which I booked through Qantas, giving me basically all the same perks as a standard Qantas international ticket, including a free meal, 23 kilograms of luggage, free seat selection, Qantas points, status credits, and more. For only $50 more on Qantas.com, I think that the perks were well worth it, and honestly, just book Jetstar flights through Qantas. You'll thank me later. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to check out the other videos I have on my YouTube channel, and also I now have a Discord server. Feel free to join. The link is at the top of the description. And don't forget to ring that notification bell if you enjoy my content, and if you would like to see more. I post my videos every Friday at 8 PM Sydney time, and I hope to see you again in the next one. See you later.
Try